You can have a solid trading strategy, but still fail every single prop firm challenge. And I know this because I went through it myself. I blew over 8 accounts before I even got funded. And now I've passed dozens of accounts and scaled into a full-time trader taking payout after payout. And what I realized is that passing a prop firm challenge has nothing to do with your strategy or whether or not you're profitable. It comes down to understanding this one thing, and it is the math behind prop firms and passing prop firm challenges. Most traders never take the time to understand the numbers behind these evaluations. So unknowingly, they already failed themselves for even placing a trade. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact numbers you need to understand if you want to start passing prop firm challenges. And first, we need to pick the right account. Right account size, right account type, and understanding exactly what different accounts do. So, understanding different accounts and their risk sizes. You have the two main account sizes are going to be the 50K account and the 100K account. What you need to realize about these accounts is that one is a lot better than the other. For a 50K account, you have a $2,000 drawdown, and then to pass the account, you need to make $3,000, making this 150%. And the average cost for this is $50 to $100. Now, understanding the risk behind a 100K account is going to be that you have a $3,000 drawdown to make $6,000. So you have $1,000 less or more of drawdown to make double the amount of a 50K account, making it 200%. And the average cost for a 100K account is going to be $150 to $200 plus. Now, the account size we are going to be talking about this whole time, and the only account size that you should have while understanding the numbers is going to be a 50K account. So obviously, as we can see here, it is $50 to $100 for an account. Your profit target is $3,000, your max drawdown is $2,000, and your return needed is 150%, and this is your baseline. If you go with a 100K account, it is 50% harder to pass than a 100K account, and it's more expensive. So stick with that 50K account. Now, what you need to understand is the actual math behind prop firms. So the actual math behind prop firms is, first of all, the number one misconception is going to be that more profitability equals a higher percentage pass rate. And that is not true. It is not about the size of the edge, it's about the type, right? A trader with no edge can outperform a profitable trader with the wrong type of edge. And traders fail to make money with prop firms not because they are not profitable, but it's because of their variance. Now, what is variance? Variance depends on your strategy and the types of trades you take. So, variance depends on your win rate percentage and your risk to reward. So anything above this curve is going to be in the green, meaning you can pass accounts. And anything below the curve means you are not going to pass account. What does this mean? If you use a 0.5 risk to reward with a 67% win rate, then you are going to be good in the green. If you have a 1-to-1 RR with a 50% win rate, you're going to be in the green. If you have a 2 risk to reward, right? What you notice here is the higher risk to reward, the lower percentage win rate you're going to have, meaning you'll fail more accounts. So with a 2 risk to reward on average, with a 33% win rate, you are going to pass. With a 3 risk to reward and a 25% win rate, you're going to be above. So making money with prop firms isn't about being a profitable trader. It is simply about understanding the maths. There are 3 things that you need to take into account every single time to rinse prop firms using simple math. These 3 things are going to be your win rate, your risk to reward, and your position sizing. What we can see in this diagram right here is based off drawdown, right? Every account has that $2,000 drawdown. And with this drawdown, the 3 factors that we have to take into account is the win rate, risk to reward, and position sizing. So What does this directly mean? This means these three combined equal our drawdown and how we are going to fail our accounts. And these are where the most traps or the hidden traps are with the prop firms. So you have different relationships, and that doesn't really matter. But profit from trading is all about choosing the right combination of these three variants. And these are the statistics from Top Step from 2024. And right here you can see out of 100,000 traders that have started a funded account, only 12.4% actually pass a combine. Take that into account. Out of 100,000 people that have entered and bought an account, only 12,400 actually pass a combine, right? That's where we take these three into our mind so we can get the right combination of these three to become the 12.4%. Now, to actually receive a payout out of 100,000 traders, only 3,509, 3.5% have gotten a payout. So getting a payout puts you in the top 3.5% of traders. Now we are going to I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to be able to get a 80% pass rate plus on prop firms. So we went over prop firm math. Now we are going to go over your win rate versus your risk to reward. Choosing the right risk to reward is one of the most important decisions you will make as a trader. I blew several challenges when I was first starting, and my problem was never profitability. It was everyone told me to target high risk to rewards. Get those positive numbers with a 3% risk to reward. Super high, right? And following that advice is what led to me failing all these accounts. I kept this in my mind when I was executing. I was not getting big enough profits. I was not hitting targets often enough, and I kept on trying to improve the wrong thing. And the real problem obviously was not my profitability. It was the consistency of my returns. Obviously, the higher risk to reward that you have and target, the lower win rate you are going to have. So variance is actually what destroys most traders. Variance is what you choose when you choose your risk to reward. And what variance is? Variance is your risk to reward and your win rate. So your win rate plus your risk to reward. Now, if we take a look at this little diagram right here, this is going to be for different strategies and strategy metrics. With a strategy that has a 90% win rate and a low risk to reward, only a 0.7, that is negative. You can see you have an expectancy pass rate of 0.53 with a profit factor of 6.3, which is good still because you can see the graph is going up, and going up. Same thing if you flip the opposite with a 30% win rate and a 4-to-1 risk to reward, it's going to be the same exact thing. Meaning, variance is the most important thing. You can get the same exact profit scale, same exact expectancy to pass accounts, depending on your risk to rate, your win rate, and your risk to reward. Now, choosing the right risk to reward and right variancy. With a high variancy, meaning low win rate with a high risk to reward, this means your losing streaks are longer and more frequent. Your drawdown periods are much deeper, meaning almost blowing accounts. And your prop firm risk hits max drawdown before your target. Now, with your perfect low variance, which is a high win rate to a low risk to reward, and an example of this is a 70% win rate to a 1-to-1 risk to reward. This means your losing streaks are short and very rare. Drawdown periods are very shallow, and your prop firm risk, meaning you are staying inside your drawing limit and you are taking those payouts. Now getting into understanding position sizing versus drawdown. So you are not when you're trading and when you buy a 50K account, you need to switch off that little switch, thinking that you're actually trading with $50,000, right? Most traders are risking 2% up to $1,000 a trade, thinking that they are actually trading a 50K account. No, for a 50K account, your drawdown is $2,000, meaning you are only trading with $2,000 of risk, right? So a 50K futures account has a 4% max drawdown equaling $2,000. That is your actual account. Everything else, the rest of the 50K is just numbers on a screen. So if you risk 1% a trade, you are actually risking 25%, right? If you risk 1% of 50,000, you are actually risking 25% of your real working capital. One bad losing streak, meaning 4 bad trades, and you're done before you even get close to your profit target. So most traders size their position as if they have the 50K worth. You do not have 50K worth, okay? This is why position sizing is one of the most important decisions that you will make. Risk too much and you blow the account. This is just a little diagram showing your actual account, which is a 4% max drawdown of 50K is $2,000. So when you're risking 1% of 50K, you are actually risking 25% of your entire capital. And if we take that into account here with a 55% win rate, 1-to-1 risk to reward, and this is just going to be the amount of trades simulated. Right here, you can go to position size and max drawdown. So 100% max drawdown with a 10%, risking 10%, you're going to fail. Risking 8%, you're going to be close to failing, right? The lower position size, meaning the less max drawdown that you go to. So with the 1%, when you lose a trade, risking 1%, you're only going to go down in drawdown 20%, versus when normal traders are risking 25% of the capital, this is just showing 10%, you are going to risk 100% of your drawdown in a losing streak. So there are two different chains. You have your high position sizing equaling bigger drawdown and a lower pass rate, which you don't want. Then you have your higher win rate, smaller drawdown, meaning you can risk more, and meaning you have a higher pass rate plus a faster pass rate. And over here in this diagram, you can see that win rate with safe position sizing means your pass rate, right? So the higher your win rate, the higher your pass rate is with different position sizing. So setting your position sizing is based on your win rate, not based off of your gut. This is why it's important to backtest your strategy so you actually understand and have a base knowledge and base percentage of what your win rate would be based off of your strategy. So knowing your actual win rate is the first step. You cannot choose the right position sizing without having that win rate. And this is exactly why journaling is a non-negotiable. You need to journal your forward and your live trades and also your back-tested trades. So if you're below a 50% win rate, you can only risk 0.5 or less. So looking at this diagram right here, you can see your win rate at the top. So with an 88% win rate, and this is going to be how much you're risking a trade, you can see risking the highest amount, you still have a 63.4% pass rate of passing that account. But if we're going to take a realistic amount, risking 1%, these are the different win rates that you're going to have in your percentages of passing accounts, right? So with a 73% win rate and a 0.5 risk to reward, risking up to 1%, you have an 80% pass rate. Now, if we go down the line, the lower percentage win rate, so let's say you have a 44% win rate, trying to get that bigger risk to reward, it is going to be harder to pass accounts. And meaning, if you do have a high risk to reward, that means you have to risk way less a trade. And why is that? Because you're going to have larger drawdowns, meaning you have to risk less, but it's also good because when you hit those wins, it basically cancels out those losses. So, understanding the prop firm trap and how you actually get trapped as a prop firm trader. So, this diagram on the left is going to be trading without a consistency rule. Now, how they trap you is once they give you a consistency rule, we can see that there is a minus 12%. You see how red and orange this is? There is a negative 12% drop in a pass rate on people who trade higher risk of rewards. So this basically just means that you want to actually trade an account that has no consistency rule and no end of day trailing drawdown. The reason that this is a negative or a minus 12% passing rate is going to be because of these two rules: consistency rule and end of day drawdown rule. And what does this mean? This means whenever you're looking for prop firms, you need to make sure that the prop firm does not have a consistency rule and does not have an end of day trailing drawdown. So this is where this shows where you don't need to actually have an edge in the market. Understanding simple prop firm maths is what will get you further, right? So right here, a trader with zero edge, no strategy, but actually understands the math behind prop firms. As you can see, out of 100 total evaluations, 30% funded rate and a 40% pass rate with average cost of evaluation is $60. Average payout is $800. You can see you still have a 60% return on investment per dollar, meaning your total expenses are $6,000 to get those 100 accounts, and your total payouts would be $9,600. And this is with a trader with zero edge, but understands simple math with prop firms. Now, this is with a consistency rule. Now, if you do it with a prop firm that has no consistency rule on eval, you can see with the same amount, right? Same average payout, still the same cost per evaluation, you are going to have a 100% return on investment. $6,000 spent on evaluations, getting $12,000 in total payouts, meaning a 100% return on investment. Now, if we go to a trader with an edge, with an actual strategy, but trader number one is going to be a trader with a high risk to reward. As we can see, it doesn't matter if you have an edge. If you do not understand the math behind prop firms, you will still fail. So if we put still the same 100 evaluations, now you have a higher risk of reward. So a 16.9% funded rate with a payout rate of 22% because you are targeting higher risk and not understanding how to actually use prop firms and the math behind prop firms. You can see that you are going to have a negative 60% return on investment, meaning you are going to spend $6,000 on these account fees and you are only going to get $2,400 in payouts. And this is what happens when you do not understand simple math with prop firms, even though you have a strategy. Now, what happens if we combine both? What if you do have an edge with the right variancy, so right risk of reward and the correct win rate, and you understand simple maths with prop firms. What does that actually get you? As we can see, out of 100 evaluations with a 63% funded rate, which is still low, with a payout rate of 67%, which is still low. This is on the low end. As you can see right here, a total expense of $6,000 for 100 evaluations. Your return on investment is 460%. 460%. Your net profit is around $30,000 once you understand with a right variancy, right strategy, and understanding simple maths. This is how you are going to actually start getting payouts with prop firms. So, the important thing to do and to change right now is number one, stop targeting high risk to rewards. They all sound good on paper, but in practice, for prop firms, they actually destroy your pass rate and extend how long it takes to pass and to get payouts. Targeting a 1-to-1 or a closer to a 1-to-2 is going to actually be more beneficial for you. So build a strategy around a win rate first. You want to be winning at least 65% of your trades. And this lowers your variance, shrinks your losing streaks, and keeps you inside of that max drawdown so you don't blow the account. And the profit target just takes care of itself. Understand what you are actually optimizing for. You are not trying to be the most profitable trader. You are actually trying to have the highest risk adjust returns inside of tight restraints. So that's a completely different goal, and it takes a completely different strategy. So if you want to have a proven strategy with a high win rate and a low risk to reward, I teach everything for completely free on my YouTube videos. If you want to be guaranteed profitability and six-figure funding, go ahead and click the link below and join my mentorship, where I completely guarantee profitability and I guarantee you payouts no matter what. And if you don't, I will literally keep on coaching you for free until you do and send you back $1,000 for wasting your time. Go ahead and click that description in the link in the description below, and I will see you guys in other videos.